Namaste, friends. Peace, shalom, salam alaikum. I greet you with that precious peace that comes through Christ-likeness. The sacred bull and BS. BS meaning believers' stories, believers' sentiments, and belief systems, unfortunately, that suffocates us. So what is your sacred bull or your sacred cow? I know you've heard that word before. Which one do you prefer? A sacred bull or sacred cow? That no one is allowed to touch. Actually, no one is allowed around it because it's so sacred. What has cajoled, deceived us, deceived you into becoming a mighty believer? What has cajoled us, deceived us into becoming what? A mighty believer instead of a mighty truth bearer or truth lover or a mighty light bearer that lets the light of God shine through good works. What has cajoled us? What is that sacred bull, that sacred BS, believer story, belief system that has curtailed us from not truly expressing the beauty of God's goodness that is all around us? You know, sacred bulls, like sacred cows, like anything sacred that is animal-like, human, they do contain doo-doo too, doo-doo. And you know what doo-doo is? Yes, bull's excrement. That's why we call it BS. BS. So how do we extricate ourselves from the sacred bull's doo-doo? We need to, because if we don't, we'll continue to be in this mess forever. So one way we do that is to ask questions. For example, why do believers, especially Judeo-Christian, Pentecostal, evangelical believers, keep screaming at Jesus? Why do they keep shouting? Why do they keep raising their voice as if God is deaf? Jesus needs a hearing aid? Is that even in praise? And especially in their so-called supplication. Jesus. Is Jesus that mean? Or Jesus that far off? God doesn't want to hear us? You remember the old story that we get from Sumeria? That God said we were too loud. That's why God sent the flood. Let's get out of this BS.